Hey, what's up guys, it's Mark Yoon and welcome back to my channel. So what I want to get into today is a little bit different of a scenario than we've been previously covering. I've noticed a lot in my comment section some enthusiasm for the new upcoming DLC, and I share your enthusiasm with that. I'm super excited to be having Setsuka and Hwang back, and then possibly the Season 3, which the data is still in the game files. But there's a few things that I wanted to get off my chest, just kind of address to everyone in general to try to get us all back on the same page. So first of all, I want to thank you guys for being so active on my channel recently and being so thoughtful in the actual comment section down below. What I wanted to talk about is the people that are going based off of some of the older videos and taking it as fact. On my channel, I try not to ever say anything is an absolute fact or something is going to absolutely 100% happen. I usually just go by evidence, and in this case, for the case of Setsuka and Hwang, the evidence is in the code files of the game and the DLC, which looks on track, but they claim may be delayed or whatever. So what I'm basically saying when it comes to that is remember that in SOULCALIBUR 5, based on some of the sales of the previous like Cepheus Store stuff and the game itself, they canceled their planned DLC because they had a bunch of planned DLC that they had, and they just straight up canceled it. And there were stuff in the game files at that point as well. We also know what happened with the budgetary constraints of that game, how they got rid of a mode or two, and they completely chopped the story up. There's a lot more that was supposed to be done with that game that just didn't come to fruition. And I don't say that to scare anybody from saying that like this DLC is probably going to be canceled or not happening, because I don't think that. I still think everything is on track and going fine according to plans. The only purpose of me reiterating this again for newcomers is to look at the evidence and think about it for yourself, but obviously the data miners have been right completely in the past before, especially for this game. Everything has come out in order and according to what people have said it's going to do. And I, as someone who's taken a look at the data myself, I can contest that it's on track to be following up from that. I just don't want to give anybody an absolute sense of false certainty. You know what I mean? I don't want to say, okay, this is probably going to get a trailer or come out in August, and then it doesn't happen. We already know about the delay warnings. So I just ask everyone to keep an open mind out there, and I don't lose the hype for the DLC. I'm hyped just like you are. I want these characters too. There's nobody who's a bigger Hwang fan than me. So I just want everyone to kind of be on the same page so that if something does happen, which I don't think it will, I think everything's still on track, but just in case something happens, I don't want everyone to have like a false sense of like happiness like burst. I don't want people to set their expectations to a certain level only to have them dashed, because that's what happens a lot of times with these situations where data miners will come out with things and like we'll let the community know like based on what information we find, and the developers haven't released this information yet. So that being said, they're not supposed to have released it yet because they all have their own timelines that they follow. It usually is in conjunction with like game conferences, tournaments, and a certain way they use to build up hype. They have to follow these rules for investors and stuff like that. But if we go against their timeline and we're giving you guys information like on YouTube or where be it anywhere else, Reddit, and people are starting to take that as 100% certainty, and then when it doesn't happen, they turn around, they blame the developers, and the developers aren't really responsible for that. It's really the leakers and the data miners' fault, and I take responsibility for that and play a huge role in that as well. And I don't want to put myself in any unjust situation where people would come at me and say that like, well, you said this is going to happen and now it's not happening, so therefore like we don't trust your opinions anymore. I know a lot of you have been finding this channel new recently, but it's been around for about 3 years, and you can talk to some of the over 3 years actually, and you can talk to some of the fellow subscribers in the comment section that have been here for those whole 3 years that I never try to gaslight anybody. I never try to give anybody false hope. I don't usually cover rumors unless I heavily state that they are a rumor. And I adjust my confidence level towards the evidence that's actually being presented. So without dragging this on too much longer, because you guys basically get the gist of what I'm saying, just keep your expectations at a minimum. Keep being hyped for the characters releasing. But as far as when, we are still not sure yet. I personally think that Setsuka is going to come out in August and Hwang is going to come out in October. We're probably going to get a trailer in July for Setsuka and again in September. And this lines up with the leaks that were from Amazon about the PlayStation 5 launching November 20th. So a lot of these things are in coordination with each other. It's a lot of information and evidence that's like coming from multiple areas, not just, you know, one source or something like that. I try to always multi-source what I say. But with that being said, guys, just keep an open mind. Continue to be hyped for the game. We want to be pushed forward too. We got to cheer Okubo and the team on and make sure that like they're getting the juxtaposition to actually want to push forward. But as far as our part, just don't overexert ourselves. I mean, you could do whatever you want, but I'm just asking kindly my subscribers who are on every one of my videos to just temper their hyper enthusiasm for this DLC until we have a definitive trailer and a definitive launch time and stuff like that. Just like the same stuff as usual. But anyway, thanks for watching the video. I hope you found it informative. Please leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, as well as subscribe if you haven't already. And guys, thank you, and thank you.
Hey, what's up guys? Have you always wanted some sweet Mark Yoon merch? Maybe a thick U shirt, maybe a shirt from Squirt, maybe my pretty face with my logo all over your body, or a throw pillow, or blanket, or anything? Well, you're in luck because I just launched my merch store and it is going to be available on Redbubble, and you will find a link to it in my description box down below. It's got a lot of quality content and a lot of good stuff for you to pick up so you can show your support for the channel and just rep Mark Yoon. Alright guys, as always, thick U.
Boy.